The following is a presentation of MRE Division 2. Hello everyone and welcome back to our third and final stream match of the day and the final match of the round of 32 here for Emery Uno's Medieval Mayhem. Here on the YouTube channel, we've had quite the day of matches so far. Two really good stream matches to begin the day, and now we're ending it off with our final stream match of the round. And it's going to be number 7 MarbleCyde going up against number 13 Danny. Danny, the last debutant left in the tournament, looking to try to win debutant of the tournament with a good result here. Needs to either bring this to 7 or win this match to win that that accolade. But for Danny, we'll be trying to go for the win. For Marble, we'll also be looking to go for the win because unfortunately picked up his second DQ win of the season last round and is in a bit of a tough spot here because of that. So very much we'll be looking to try to pick up a win here as does not want to go into tournament 4 with a 1 win, 2 DQ wins, 3 losses record, as he hopes to try to make it into the playoff conversation. But we'll get into it here with the Castle Region bracket, last match of the round, and this has been a very interesting region to say the least with how this has played out, because I've seen quite a few upsets here, including Scars going down to Clint Green. Clint Green picking up a huge win for his season. He moves on to the round of 16 and will face the winner of this matchup. But then on the bottom side, Puzzle Dan and Pie in a lower seed matchup. Puzzle Dan gets the better of Pie in that one and moves on. And then for Blake, got the win over Tricolor, a big win for Blake as he moves on. And at the moment, we have a lot of people who are kind of knocking on the door of trying to get into the playoffs in this region, still in it. And we know for sure that at least one of them will be making it to the Final Four with everyone remaining. So this is really a region of opportunity here for everyone. We'll see who is able to take advantage of it. MarbleCyde looking to try and move into the round of 16. Danny looking to keep his debut run alive. But we'll see who moves on to face Clint Green in this round of 16, as the Castle region has very quickly become a very intriguing region to follow here, as we have a lot of the lower seeds still in the bracket, and a lot of the higher seeds have gone out of it. So we'll see how this goes. But yeah, this is going to be the last match of the round here, and hopefully should be a good one to end the round of 32. But gonna jump to the table here. I am joined by my co-commentator for this one, Nick. Nick, welcome. I believe you actually also co-commentated the odd matchup. He was the other debutant in the field. So, but you have both debutants left in the round of 32, commentating both of them. For this one, Marvel, Danny, for both, really going to want to look for this win. Danny trying to keep the debutant run going. Marvel looking to try to improve that record. After the kind of unfortunate start with the 2 DQ wins. Just kind of your thoughts on this matchup for both players here, and how you're feeling about both coming into today and what a win would mean for either.
I mean, you said it perfectly. This castle region has become a region of opportunity. I believe that MarbleCyde himself is the highest seed left in the entire region as the 7 seed. So really, it could be any one of the 5 players left alive in the bracket that could go on a run to make the Final Four out of this pod and really capitalize off the mayhem that we've seen. For Marble specifically, he's just been really snake bit. Even last season, he had a DQ win, and I think the stat on him is that through 5 tournaments, he's already picked up 3 DQ wins. So for him, he's just more or less grateful to be back on the table, hoping to pick up some momentum here with the win. And for Danny, I mean, there's somewhat of an accolade on the line. If he's able to pick up this win, he can establish himself as the debutant of the tourney. Needs this to go either 7 or to pick up the win to get the tiebreaker over the other debutant to make it this far and odd. And from what I've seen, he's been playing really solid at Uno. For him, he's gonna need to capitalize off this open region to really make a push to maybe get himself into LCQ conversations. And just the theme of this tournament has been just a lot of the upper upper half of the top 25 stumbling. So really, either of these two can make this T3 huge for them for this year. And yeah, it should be a really fun match.
All right. Hope it should be a fun one. If Marble wins, the 4 remaining seeds of this region will be 7, 8, 9, and 10. So, kind of an interesting combination
Right?
there.
Got the
Um,
small street.
yeah, small street for the castle region. They'd be doing really good in a poker game, but that's not what we're playing. We're playing Uno. Um, but yeah, gonna go to our players here for some pre-game thoughts. Marble, over to you. Obviously not the way you wanted to start this tournament with another DQ win, but you're back in the round 32 nonetheless. You go up against Danny, who is a bit of an unknown coming into this one, but he's been off to a good start with some good wins. Just kind of your feelings heading into this one, and from your perspective, what a win would mean for you in terms of an overall standing perspective, but also a morale perspective, because I know you've been a bit frustrated with the way this season has started so far. All right, Marvel will be typing. We'll see what he has to say. Danny got some water before the game as well. We'll get his thoughts once we hear from Marvel. All right, so there we go. Yeah, I mean, it's been a rough season for me. Quite a bit of bad luck with a lot of bad draws, and of course, plenty of DQ wins. Hoping this will turn things around today, and hopefully, if I win, I can carry the momentum further to boost my confidence a bit. So yeah, that's Marvel's thoughts there. Looking to try to get the win. He's looking to do what he did in Tournament 1, where he got the DQ win, but then went on to win in the round 32. If he could do that, that definitely is going to be a bit of a morale booster, but we'll see if we can do that. Gonna have to beat Danny here to get it done, who's on his first stream match here. Danny, going over to you. This is your first stream of your career, and you go up against Marble, who's very hungry to get a win on the board. We saw Odd go down in this round earlier in the window in a 4-2 loss, so you're now the last debutant left in the field. Your thoughts on what's going to take the win, just kind of how are you feeling entering your first stream? All right, Danny, get type as well. We'll see what he has to say. Again, if Danny gets 3 game wins on the board, he will win debutant of the tournament. So, that's gonna be the goal for him at bare minimum. Obviously, you want to get the win there, but in terms of the accolades, that's the threshold he's gonna have to cross. Hello, Emery. I am feeling nervous but excited.
Hello, Danny.
I believe that's his general thoughts there. All right, so that'll do it for that. We'll go into the game here, starting with game 1. Marble has to start. Boyles will be our ref for the third and final time tonight. So we'll see what Marble decides to start with for game 1. To go with 11 here to start. And we're about to be underway with this game, and here we go. Red reverse to start off. We did see a near half-hour game on 11 card start in the first match of the day, Nick. So we'll see if we get
Oh,
something
God.
similar. But just kind of as we kick this one off, your thoughts here as Marvel going to keep it on red.
Well, hopefully we don't see a half hour long game between these two. From what I remember from Marble's end, he does play at somewhat of a slower pace compared to the average D2 player, but nothing compared to how Sky usually goes about it, where I know Sky is one of the slowest paced in D2. So I don't expect anything too insane in terms of super duper fast play. Marble's just going to take his time and find the right play as he does this double play. And Danny, I mean, we're still learning about Danny. He's the last debutant here, so it'll be interesting to see what he brings to the table.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned that with Sky. Actually had a pretty quick pace today. Marble, in terms of this season, has been playing an average of 5 minutes 13 per game, so that's kind of around the lower half of the table actually. But Vermont was just kind of taking his time thinking through. He also kind of has technically a lesser sample size due to the amount of DQ wins thrown into the mix there. But
Yeah,
we'll have to see how this one plays out for him. Uh,
we
but
get
yeah,
our first color switch of the series.
Danny gonna go with the switch in the green. So far for Danny,
And
his average is around 8 minutes per game, so he's a bit of a higher average, but again, very small sample size from him.
yeah, I believe one of those is against Emmy, which Emmy is another one of those players that plays really, really slow. So it could just be playing Emmy really took a hit on his average, or he could just be the next Emmy. We'll just have to wait and see on that.
Well, both are running down the numbers here so far. Marble had that double play earlier to give him a slight lead at the moment, but both are just kind of playing numbers here, which for right now, Marble's good with that.
Yeah, playing numbers, and surprisingly enough, we have not seen a single draw yet. Like both have been, and as
Well,
soon as I say that, Marble, my
well, that's
bad, man, my bad.
that is the best example of commentator's curse right there, as Nick forces Marble to draw.
Yeah,
Truly horrible.
I really should. Well, Danny with the three bagger here should open Marble up. My bad. Dang it. Okay.
Alright, well,
Well, switching over into the yellow, I think he takes the lead with that.
he does. And Marble looking to try and bring this one back a little bit. On the yellow here, so that might free him up. We haven't seen yellow so far in this game. Only blue has not shown up yet.
Yeah, might free him up a little. We're seeing a bit of a long type here from Marble. I don't know if he.
Oh,
That is
okay.
a chain. Oh
That
my
is a
goodness.
huge swing from
It's
Marble.
not done yet. Still two cards in his hand.
And that's it.
And that'll
Wow.
do it. Wow.
Out of nowhere. Gets the 6 card finish and takes game 1.
That had to have been some sort of crazy top deck because. I mean, he could have ended that on the green earlier if it wasn't like a +4 top deck there. Was it a +4?
That was the one big connector there, so it might have been. Because the skip and the blue 6 drew the yellow 2.
Ah. Yeah,
That
that
did
makes
connect it.
sense.
Yeah, that did ultimately connect it still. Because I mean, technically the green +2 would have been stray, and then would have been stuck on either yellow or blue. So
That's good patience from Marble.
Danny had 2+2s there that he ultimately is gonna hold on to.
But
Yeah,
yeah, I mean, that's a tough break for Danny. You don't expect the unexpected six bagger right at the drop of a hat like that. But as Marble said, Uno be like that sometimes. So Marble will pick up that game one right from underneath Danny's feet.
all right, we'll go to game 2 here. That was a kind of decently quick game. We've seen a lot of games today kind of be on average and like without the outliers being like kind of the 3 to 4 minute 3 to 5 minute bracket, so that's kind of been the average. We've had a few exceptions of course, but that's kind of where most of these games have kind of lied in. That's really the mode. That's the I would say in better terminology, that's been the mode right now in
Yeah,
terms of game lengths. But going down to 9 here. Shout out
we
to
get
my
the
coworkers if they're
wild
watching.
start. Now, does
All right.
I don't think Danny knows about culture here. I it'll
So
be interesting to see
basically,
how he replies.
culture is something that you don't technically have to do. But if it's a wild or +4 start, you draw on the first turn. Danny's
Ugh,
not gonna do it. Um,
does not respect the culture.
ooh, and unfortunately, Danny may have picked up the voodoo unknowingly.
Yeah, probably completely unaware, but we'll see how that turns out. Marble immediately switching out of that red under the pretense that Danny likely would have played into a color that he had a lot of, so switching with that idea in mind. Now Danny might just like the eights here, undercuts that immediately over into the green. That is interesting.
I see 4 people on the stream here, so maybe Danny's coworkers are watching. Who knows? But, anyways, gonna keep it going here on the green.
Yeah,
Alright.
content on this green. Still running the numbers. A little bit less cards on the card start for now, but Marble going back into that red that Danny initially played off that +4 start. It'll be interesting to see if that was. It'll be interesting to see how many cards exactly he has on this.
Well,
The
still,
other red 8 shows up.
I mean, still running Plan A here. Danny has both red 8s, and Marvel not a big fan of the 8.
Still content on this red, though. Our first ditto of the series makes itself known on the red 4. Danny down to 4 cards now. Both content to keep running these numbers.
Marvel's kind of just following Danny in line here, but being slightly behind is going to try to look to see if they could force Danny to draw. But is that going to need a switch, or is it going to have to run red? But Marvel can't run red, so gonna have to hope that Danny runs out also. Otherwise, Marvel might be in some trouble.
Yeah, Danny with a good opening here. Switches it back into the green. That's what Marble switched off of originally. Well, not originally, but a couple cards back. Does Marble have anything left on green? He's still going to have to draw. This is a huge opening for Danny here if he can capitalize.
This is looking troubling for Marvel here. Can Danny get it done? No, Danny runs out with 2 cards
No.
left. And this might be draw city here for both, as neither really having any options on green. Oh, never mind.
Still a
Top deck
good.
green 9.
Even this does devolve into a draw city, still a good sequence from Danny there, being able to take the early advantage on card count and have nice control on the colors there.
Charles are going to keep on coming in here as no one really having an option to get out of this. So both are just going to kind of build up the hands again.
Yeah, could be drawing for a bit here. Danny did get down to 2 cards, so it might take him a while to find a good option out, even with the top deck. Likely not going to find the right number here. So we're just going to keep on drawing, going back up towards that 9-card start that we originally began on here. Still drawing, pretty long draw city here. Marble letting his detest for draw city be known to the viewing public, but not much choice at this point.
Charles keep on going. Danny gets
Oh,
the
oh.
no. Danny draws. Danny does a geo play. I think
He does
he
it.
may have actually had the green 0, but he may have accidentally drawn instead of played it.
The geotech is insane.
Well, there's the play. I think Danny got so used to drawing he accidentally did the wrong command.
Yeah, we see Geo do that all the time, but more for like the meme of it, like trying to manifest certain cards. We haven't seen many people do that like intentionally. Well, like accidentally, but it will allow him to switch off that 0, luckily enough. And Danny maintains his lead.
All right. Well, Danny gets to switch into red. Both running red now. Draw City is over, but Danny with the lead. This game's going longer than the first one here, so both definitely staying in it for the moment.
Interesting that the color that we went back into was the red that we originally ran out of before switching back into the green. We hadn't seen yellow at all this game up until just now, and the only blue that's been played is that one blue 8. So it's really going to come down to the blues and the yellows in these guys' hand and see who can get those out of their hands first.
All right, well, Danny with some monologuing here. Set 5 cards. Danny gonna power
Early
play.
power play. Wow.
We saw
Is
in the
this the
last
finish here?
we saw in the last game both power plays got used early, games 1 and 3 respectively, but Danny gonna go for it in game 2 here. We'll see what he does with it. I would think maybe he's looking for a finish, but not always the case.
Yeah, not always the case that it's a finish, but you think with him being at 5 cards, that's a likely story here.
Yeah,
And we
gets
see
down
the
to the line.
chain to Uno.
Saves it because he had the app for the 5th command, which he can't do. So he does save it.
Yeah.
Marvel had a slight opportunity to call out, but was a little too late on that one. I don't think he was expecting it. And that will do it. So 6:59 on that one. Danny gonna take the game. And it's tied 1-1.
Wow. I like the power play there. Just not a move you expect from a debutant, but I really, really like it. I mean, feels like you kind of have to, given him that many cards, and uses the power play. No more power play for Danny, but we're all square 1-1.
All right. Well, yeah, I mean, for Danny there, I think with the power, because I mean, he threw it down to +6 there also, so ultimately would have left Marble at 16 cards with Danny getting the Uno. So I definitely
Right.
understand the move there. Marble saying he literally got no ammo that game, so he felt he was donezo. Danny, you mentioned your heart is beating so fast. Just kind of your thoughts on that one, and what drove you to use the power? What ultimately drove you to use the power play in that situation there, as opposed to holding on to it for later on?
And our ref
Uh,
uh,
unless
trying to
yeah.
unless Marble has a good unless Marble feels inclined to show a screenshot of what the hand was, he doesn't have to.
Yeah, I
Uh,
was gonna say he probably would need a screenshot for that one because he still had 10 cards before the power play, so that's still a lot of cards to go
yeah,
through.
right.
As for Danny saying he was down overall and wanted to tie it up, so wanted to try to get on the board with that one. It's fair
Fair
enough.
enough. Also
I'm
fair.
yeah.
But if what Marble's saying is accurate about him not having much ammo to begin with, I feel like he's just going to be grateful that Danny burned the power play to end that game rather than just being a clean 1-1. At least he still has his power play in his pocket and has some advantage on that point, but is what it is.
All right, Marble's
Yeah,
hand
one reverse.
lost to the course of time, but he had one reverse. Yeah, we'll go to game 3 here. Danny's gonna have the call now. Just can't pick 9, so we'll see what he decides to go with here in his first homestand. Danny is
All right,
wanting to
Danny.
go up to 13.
Feeling 13. All right.
All right, we start with the yellow 0 here for game number 3. We'll see how Danny opens this one up.
Probably nothing too crazy. Both these players, even on the mid tier starts that we've been having, have been showing that they're more inclined to just use up numbers rather than do any crazy chains or ammo early, but could end up being the different story now that we're a little bit further into the series. This aggressiveness is often we see aggressiveness pick up as the series goes along, so it'll be interesting to track the how quickly things progress in that regard. As we see a lot of color switches early, both from Danny here. Danny switching from the yellow into the green, then immediately after switching from the green into the red. That's interesting. Still likely under the guise of trying to get all those numbers out of the hand, but hadn't seen that many early color switches like we're seeing now as Marble takes a part in the fun, switching from the red back into the green. We'll see if Danny has more on the green to play with here. He does.
All right, running the green for now here. We'll see if both are fine with this or if we do get a switch here as both are running it down. Danny goes with the switch in the blue. Both players are just kind of trading switches back and forth here. And a crossover in the yellow now for Marble. And we get it back in the green. All right.
Wow. The double undercut. Wow, that's a big brain play there from Danny. But gets Marble to draw there, and we're iced. We're completely iced on the green, but that's a great play from Danny.
I mean, that's going to end up being the double stall out there. But we'll end up forcing a draw city here unless Marble gets something right off the top deck.
Type it for a while here.
Oh, you
and
did.
we do see it. Wow.
Danny back up to 13 here. Marble down to 5 as we go in the blue.
Blue being the one color we hadn't seen a lot of yet. So we'll have to see how much Marble can run this blue here. Not a lot, as it turns out.
So, I mean, that ultimately becomes a play to throw cards at Danny here, so we'll have to see how that one pans out. But
yeah, like
that's good. Ooh, going back in the yellow here, which Marble did want, so may have actually freed up Marble.
Yeah, that's interesting there. Marble likely hoping for the switch off the blue from that chain, and now getting what he wants here, but with an extra draw in tow, that could have screwed up things a little bit on his end as we see our second ditto of the series.
Got another ditto going there. Marble looking to keep running it down. He will. +2 from Danny. They're gonna play some defense. Gonna throw some cards Marble's way.
Yeah, good idea playing some defense because he was getting real close to ending it right there. It was at 4 cards, back up to 6. The gap has closed a little bit here, but it's going to close even more now that Marble's forced to draw on the yellow now.
It's a very bizarre hand from Marble here. I'm not really sure what he has lined up at the moment, but gets the switch in the red. And Danny once again going to well, actually, I was gonna say he was gonna give the bailout, but I mean, I think Marble may have just top decked a red 6, so
yeah,
I don't know if it mattered.
It's hard to really say what Marble has left other than the reds here. We'll see. He's typing for a while here again, but back into the green. Interesting.
Yeah, with the
That's
wild as well. Danny taking a long ponder at that one. Runs the reverses.
Yep, 2 reverses. Ties himself with Marble. Can take the lead here if he could play again. Back into the red. Complete denial there. We'll see if Marble has more in tow to contest here. We see a third wild. Oh my goodness. Shades of the last time I was here in the booth. Just wilds going crazy. And Marble in prime position to take this game 3.
Plays the green 0. Danny probably going to look to try to find a switch here, but will he have the option to is the question. Danny says W.
Danny, did he find a W top deck here? W wild
He
+4 will
did.
save me. Wow. Top deck wild +4, my beloved. And that puts Danny in the driver's seat once again, back into the red. Himself down to 2 cards now.
Marble with the red 0 may have actually been looking for that red 0 switch anyways.
Yeah, but Danny, right now in the driver's seat, gets to check here. Marble
Switch to
switches back into
yellow.
the yellow. We'll see if this works. It's risky.
Oh, it's a crossover in
And
the
it's on the
blue.
number. Wow. And just like that, Danny takes game 3.
All right, Danny in the lead here for Marble. Not sure if there are other options here, but we'll see how he feels about that one later on. But Danny gonna get the win on the number switch there, or well, not the number, the color switch there. Not quite a fatal switch, but depending on what Marble had, may have been the wrong decision. But again, I'm not really sure if Marble had any other options on red.
Yeah, I'm curious if Marble had anything else left to play on the red, or if it was just either switch it or you're forced to draw there.
Didn't have anything. All right.
Yeah, so nothing really Marble could do at that point. Just felt the wrath of that top deck wild +4 from Danny's end. Both did a really good job there of trying to take control there on the colors, play some good defense there, but Danny able to take get the last laugh there and takes the lead of the series.
All right, Danny, any thoughts there on that one? You're up in the lead here. Picked up the win there on the color switch, and in a good spot here heading into game 4 with the call once again. Happy to be in the lead, but just nervous and anxious. All right. Well,
Understandable.
yeah, for some people this is a high pressure scenario here, so we've definitely been feeling a lot of players feeling the pressure, especially today. Sky, who won the first game of the day, at one point had a heart rate of 143 beats per minute. So,
And people say
it's
that
definitely
Uno
hurt.
players aren't athletes, man. I've been telling people it's a high pressure sport.
All right, well,
Anyways,
Danny
we
gonna
get
go
the
full
full
send.
send.
Gonna go with
Get your
15.
gifts of choice in the chat room. We're gonna full send it here for this game 4, starting off with the yellow 8.
All right, well, we start things off here. Marble mentioning every single card start has been an odd number, so
I'd mentioned the other debutant that has made it to this round of 32. Danny can put himself as the debutant of the tournament with one more game win here. We'll see what happens.
well, blue 8 for Danny, switching off the initial starting color, and crossover into red from Marble right off the bat. Green 8 would be the rainbow on the first 2 turns. We do not get it though. Red
Unfortunate.
1 has not been a rainbow today, so no one's been going for that, but we are going with red at the moment. Marble get the double play to take the possession arrow lead.
Both in this red that they seem equally comfortable on for now, at least, running it. And as I
Ooh,
say
okay.
that, Marble switches immediately out of it with that 3-bagger back into the blue.
That one's now more than a possession arrow lead. Gonna take the outright lead with that one and run blue.
A little bit more aggressive this time around, using the chains here to get these color switches rather than what we've seen up till this point primarily has been color switches off the numbers, just like that, as Marble switches from the blue into the green. But as I said, this aggressiveness is going to pick up as the series goes along. Danny stopped it for a moment here to think.
Wants red. Maybe go looking
Wants
for the red one or a wild. Red one. There we
finds
go.
the red one. There we go. Now Marble forced to draw. That's a great play there from Danny. And Danny can tie it up right here if he finds another card to play.
Ties it up. Marble in agony, though, does not want this red and gets a top deck red.
Yeah, finds the top deck red.
Oh, that might have thrown
Danny
off
not happy
Danny.
about that. Really not liking this 9, apparently.
Well, does he have a play? We'll see. A little bit of table talk between the two here we've seen so far.
Yeah, it's always fun to see a little bit of table talk back and forth. Spices up the game a little bit. Oh my god, speaking of spicing up, a +6 thrown Marble's way. And Danny puts himself down to 4 cards with that move. Marble all the way up to 13.
Yeah, big play there from Danny there to make a big gap as Marble gonna have to try and figure out what to do here with the additional cards in his hand as Danny looking to run it down. Looking to try to make it 3-1. Marble just gonna play a yellow 4 for now.
A little bit risky just playing the number here, but doesn't seem like Danny has the finish quite yet. Danny's stopping to think once again. What could he be thinking about here? Doesn't have the power play. Still running this yellow. Gets the yellow 1 out. Down to 3 cards. Let's see if Marble has any response to this. Marble once again bringing out the long type and brings the +4. Marble declares that fun time is over.
I get the
And
I get the +4 there. I mean, Danny's down to 3. You're running into risky territory with that one, so Marble not wanting to take any chances on that one and throw some extra cards Danny's way. Trying to scramble up that hand.
yeah, absolutely get the play there. I mean, you don't want to take that +4 home with you if you can avoid it. You don't know what's on the other side. You could just have the 3-card chain to the end if you don't do anything to play defense. So good play there from Marble as both of them content to run this green for now. See a bit of a long type here from Danny, though. Uh-oh.
It's 4 per message.
Yeah, it's 4 per message, so you'd have to split it into 2 separate messages if you're wanting to play a
Oh
chain of
man.
5 or large. Oh my. I mean, is this it, or is this just getting into, like, Uno territory? Because
Just
it
gets the
is just getting
Uno.
into Uno. Marble all the way back up to 15 cards. But
Yeah, I mean, at least for Marble, this seems like a pretty straight counter here.
yeah.
Yeah, it has the options, has the +4. Not going to take any chances on that one.
Yeah, even just a wild would have done there. Just getting it off of yellow was the main priority, and he does that and more with the +4.
I mean, yeah, the only thing that would have made that not work is if Danny had another wild up his sleeve, but again, Marvel just not
Yeah,
taking any chances.
yeah,
As
perfectly understandable.
Danny is just staying persistent, still running it down. No matter what Marvel throws at him.
Yeah, Marble's just needing to get Danny drawing again. That's the key here, but
That's gonna
that'll
help.
also work. That's definitely going to help out. Throwing that +6 back in his face. That's
Yeah,
our
that
third +6 this game, I believe. We've gone through like a third, 3/4 of the +2s in the deck already, and we're not even halfway through this deck.
yeah, well, both at 9 apiece. Danny gonna try to keep it going down. Gonna stay with the blue. Marvel goes back into the blue 4 though. Yeah, both even here. Looking for the advantage. Marble looking to tie it up going into game 5. Danny looking to have the 3-1 lead. Switch into green
Back
from
into
Marble.
the green. That's interesting. So Marble still had more green to play there, just chose to pop the +6 chain as sort of a defensive play there. And again, you can't really blame him for it because Danny was back down to 3 cards at that point. So
Crossover in the yellow. Got another one here. Danny trying to avoid that green for now. We'll see if Marble can play the yellow or maybe finds another switch. Gonna play the yellow.
yeah, it's just going to be impossible to tell what these guys do and don't have because they've been throwing ammo back and forth at each other like it's nothing. So hard to really tell what any player would be lacking on. It's just something that they're going to have to feel out, and whoever's going to be able to get the other drawing first is going to have a huge advantage in this.
All right, both still running the yellow here. Technically, Danny has the possession arrow lead.
Very, very slight lead, but either of these guys could take it back at a moment's notice here. As we go back into the green here, Marble's still running the green. Pace really picking up as we keep on going through these numbers, and both in a blink of an eye are down to 3 cards apiece.
Danny switched off this screen earlier here, but is now back on it. Marble with the wilds going into blue here, looking to stop Danny's run of cards.
Does Danny just have the +4 finish here?
Very well could. Marble says not a big fan of that.
That's the vibe I'm getting from that, and it
does.
is.
No, he
But
messed it.
oh
Wait.
my god, what?
He messed it up.
He
Oh
messed up.
no.
No. Oh my god.
That is a massive
That is
mistake there. Ooh.
critical error. Still Danny's turn, but
It's gonna allow Marble to keep playing here unless he just ran out of blue. But yeah, that is brutal for Danny there. Had the win there, but played the wrong color and also
oh my
exposed his hand.
goodness. Yeah. He's going to need a top deck here in a big way.
Nothing
Does
from
not
Danny.
find it.
I mean, especially if Marble is able to win this game. I mean, you're gonna wonder if that comes back to bite him. If I had a nickel for every time someone played the wrong +4 against me in an official match, I had 3 nickels.
We just save all the weird stuff in the league for your games in specifically Marble. We just save that for you. The DQ wins, the misplayed
That's a big
my
top
goodness.
deck. It's a big top deck. Gets in the red, but does he
Is
have the
this
finish?
He'd have to top deck another red.
No, he doesn't have
But it's
it.
not. Oh. Puts himself back into top deck territory, but still on the back foot here. Needs another big top deck here to get himself this game victory.
Cool, gets to switch in
Gets
the green 8. Nothing
This
from
could be it.
Marble.
No.
Still nothing. That might have thrown
After
Marble
all
off from what he
that-
wanted.
Yeah, able to throw Marble off is the best that you can hope for in that situation. After all that, we're now just draw citying on this green. Well, if you're Danny, that's the best you could hope for. Marble was probably hoping for a little bit more off that mistake, but at least Danny has this opportunity to sort of reset this game and get it back at it again. Gonna hopefully make it sting a little bit less if he's still able to come away with the win here.
Yeah, back in the draw city here on the green. This game still keeps on going. Danny finds a switch into red. Danny is definitely soul searching here in terms of these colors because it seems like the hand is now all out of sorts and he's just trying to find what he can to maybe piece together a finish here as he gets 2 reds in a row.
Yeah, Danny's still really, really close to the finish here. Just unlikely for him to have much of a connection with these cards. Just random top decks that he's been getting. Able to
Ooh.
run the, oh my goodness, able to run the red a little bit there, but Marble responding with a four bagger of his own, giving him two cards back, and with that, Marble taking the lead now, down to 3.
And now there's only 1+2 left, and Danny's just about
And
to
there
play
it
it.
is.
Well, no
Speak
plus
of the
twos
devil.
remaining. And the yellow 9, so Danny flipping that back a little bit onto Marble, but Marble looking to try to do what he can to put himself back out front.
Uh,
You could technically check using the card history, but
yeah, the card history tab will have the history of all the cards that have been played up
Ooh.
until that point.
Marble with the switch the green. There's 4 wilds in each deck.
Yes, 4 wilds and 4 wild plus 4s. Every other card, barring the zeros, there's
Oh man, green
2 copies.
reverse.
Oh,
Jump scare
not
for
it, but
Marble.
this has been a very scary game for Marble. A lot of times where Danny's been close, but yeah, gonna have a heart attack.
Green 0. Marble just trying to do what he can to slowly crawl his way to the finish. And not going to get much done
And
there. Going to have a draw on the green 0.
back into the draw city we go. And on this 0, it might be a while before we get on the exit ramp from here. I concur, Marble. This has been a pretty silly game, but a lot of exciting moments so far. As I don't wanna jinx anything. I don't wanna put out another jinx into the air, but I do see that we are getting closer and closer to what would be a reshuffle. I don't know if there was a reshuffle in that half an hour marathon with Sky, but would be fun if we get to it a reshuffle here.
We've got to switch in the yellow here. Yellow 4. Danny is mentioning that he's feeling scared with how many wilds are left. I mean, there's 2 wilds left, but there's also a +4 remaining, so there's still definitely some wild play left in this one until a potential
Yeah.
reshuffle.
He does have some reason to be scared. Marble threatening the potential of having a wild or a wild +4 thrown his way. Feeling evil.
Well, Danny denying the yellow and going into red here. Now both are running red. And Marble with nothing left, and he's going to have to draw yet again.
Yeah, wow. Danny's still with this lead. Marble has only really been able to have the lead in terms of cards left in his hand a couple times. It's been Danny in the driver's seat for most of it, but Marble making him work for it.
And Danny out at 3 cards.
Not again. Well, we're back. Yes, again.
Yeah.
And from the looks of it, it might be a long while because there's not many reds left in this deck. There's a red 2, and I think that's it in terms of numbers.
Oh, there's one of the wilds. Marble picks it up, goes in the yellow.
So
Danny
we're
was
able to get off the yeah, we're able to
Danny
get
was
off the red.
making the accusation that Marble had the wilds. Marble just played a wild, but double play there. Marble's still a decent bit behind here. I
Yeah,
think the
gonna have
biggest
to
thing for
see where the
Marble,
other two.
the biggest thing for Marble is he has not been able to find a color where he can play and Danny has to draw. It's always been either Marble drawing, Danny
Right.
playing, or both drawing.
Yeah, he just needs to get Danny drawing on a color and get some of these numbers out of his hand, because that will really allow him to really get in the driver's seat again in this game. But for now, Danny's still able to at least be cool with whatever colors Marble throws his way. And
Marble drawing
Marble once
again.
again forced to draw.
And another double
And
draw here
Danny
if he
as
can. Yeah.
well on the last zero, I believe. And once again, we're in a color which does not have a lot of numbers left. And I believe that this is our last yellow right there. There's not a single yellow number left. Not even a yellow card left. There's no reverses, no skips, no +2s.
There's not a zero
Which is
either, and
dry.
that's gonna cause a reshuffle here. Marble now making the accusation that Danny has the wilds. Now Marble saying he has the wild. Goes with the wild's
Uh,
blue there. It's I'm a little surprised that Marble didn't let the reshuffle happen yet, but gonna try to keep this one going.
just
So yeah.
feeling like it. Fair enough. Looking to play some of the blues that are left. But Danny looking to switch back into the green. Danny's still comfortably in the lead here.
Green skip.
Green skip.
3-4. So little run there.
Yeah, Danny down to just 3 cards now. Who has this last +4? You got to ask yourself. Because it is in one of these players' hands. There's no cards left in the draw pile. So one of them has to have it here for Danny
Danny
saying
is
that
saying he
Marble
has it.
has.
Both are accusing each other. There's the draw, and that's gonna reshuffle the deck. Is Marble going to be able to
Yeah.
keep this green going? Because this will be the first time in a good while that Marble will be able to play while Danny's drawing. And he does.
Wow.
Keeping the green going. We're about 19 minutes into this one. So this has been a very long game for. Danny is
Not
unpleased about
happy about
something.
something.
Alright, and going to be another draw there. And switching the blue, so Marble makes up some ground there. Danny
Yeah.
able to
Marble in
play.
a great Yeah, Marble getting himself in a pretty good position here. If what Danny's saying is true about Marble having that last +4, that he's really put himself in a great position here. Able to
Yep.
go from that green into the blue.
Switch the red. I mean, we're not really going to be able to know who has the +4 until it gets ultimately played. Crossover in the blue, though. Marble saying not so fast. We'll
Danny
see.
typing for a while here. Could this be the +4 here?
It could just be also a random comment based off how this has been going. 20
It
minutes
could
into
be.
game 4. It is
It's
double
2
+4.
+4. Not 1, but 2.
Wow. So
Okay.
was the one draw he had a +4? No,
It
he
was
had two
one of the
draws.
2
No, he had
draws
two
that he
draws.
had on the green, yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Well, ironically, then, if that would have meant that if Marble played the Drew instead of playing the Wild, he maybe could have picked up that other +4. So yeah,
Yeah,
I don't
maybe,
know,
but
but
I don't know. That's all hindsight, but that was a crazy, crazy game 4 there. Reshuffle. Uh Danny holding on to that +4 through all of that, all those close calls to getting near Uno. Great discipline from his end, and he's put himself in the driver's seat to win this series and officially clinched debutant of the tournament, no matter how the rest of the way goes. So congrats to Danny on that.
Danny looking to close this series out though and move on. Danny said he needed to go wash his hands, and Marble says he needs to go cry. Oh God. Um, Marvel, I mean, any
Ugh.
takeaways on that one? I mean, you were ultimately getting close to the end there, but then the double +4 kind of sealed any possibility of getting the win there. Just kind of any thoughts here as you gotta try to make the comeback to win this series. Yeah, I was getting close. Most of the game was lost from the get-go. Lucky not to lose early with the +4 mistake to begin with. That is true. Danny recovered from that big +4 mistake there. That would have been even more disastrous for Danny if he did not
Yeah.
win that one. But would have never lived it down if I lost because I said blue instead of red. Danny, just kind of your thoughts on the emotional roller coaster that was that game there, and just kind of how are you feeling heading into the back half of this one? Oh, nervous wreck. Like the score so far is far from over.
Yep, it's never over till it's over in this league. We've seen plenty of 3-1 comebacks and even 3-0 comebacks, so Danny's going to have to stay locked in for however long it takes, but looking real good right now.
All right, well, I'm gonna go to game 5 here. Marble has the call, so looking to try and kick off a comeback here. We've gotten all odd numbers so far. We'll see if Marble keeps that going or if he ends up breaking the chain. He is gonna keep going. So that would, unless he goes back to a card start, it's gonna be 7 or 5, and it's gonna be the OG. Gonna go risky with the original start. And it's gonna be a yellow 2 to kick things off.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of a risk. Does not pay off for Marble, but I don't hate the idea of going lower tier. The past 2 games have been 13 and 15. You got to try something maybe a little bit different to hope momentum swings a little, but not working so far. But Danny
Well,
able to free him there.
I mean, there's a possibility Danny may not have had the yellow either, but that the 2
Yeah,
being left open allowed for the switch, but Marvel gonna immediately recover with a double play, but Danny still with the possession arrow lead. And nope, Danny is out.
not anymore. Yeah, Marble back in the driver's seat here. MarbleCyde time. Plays the blue 4. Is Danny going to be able to find a switch out like he's been able to find so many times to avoid these drawing situations?
Yep. Marvel looking to keep things rolling here. Danny is saying well. Says he wants to make a move. Gonna go with
He
the wild
does
and the
make a
red.
move. Interesting.
I think Marvel might be okay with this for now. Nope, never
Nope.
mind. Draws.
Never mind.
I was reading it based off his original comment, but no, that's not the case. And that's likely going to be a +2 coming his way.
Yeah. +2. A
Never
little
mind,
bit more than a
+6.
+2. +6. What do we know?
Marvel is losing it here.
Yeah. Marble down. Not out yet. Danny down to 3 cards.
Double play here. Marvel technically still has the power play, but I'm not sure if he wants to use it right now. And Stanley going to be out on red, so Marvel looking to try and make up some ground here.
No, that was a bit of a risk there, keeping it in the red when Danny had originally switched it into there off the wild, no less. But
Mm.
good discipline from Marble's end, being able to stick it out on this color, and now has Danny, excuse me, drawing on this for a little bit now.
Danny said he had something to play there and accidentally drew.
Ooh,
I was up in arms about it here. We'll see what he does now.
it happens. It happens. We've
Sometimes
all
drawing,
been there.
sometimes drawing even when you do have a play is actually the better move in the long term. But Danny
Yeah,
gonna switch the green.
yeah. Danny making it work regardless. Still in the lead,
Cross over the
comfortably,
yellow.
but crossing back over to the yellow.
Right, yellow
Oh,
2. Marvel keeps going on the yellows here.
Danny back down to 3 cards, but stuck on the yellow once again, forced to draw. Can Marble continue to run this yellow here? Both seem to not have much of this color before, but Marble likely to have a little bit more just because of the +2s. But 3-card chain into the green, takes the lead with that by a possession. Now it's just going to be a race to see who can get to that finish first here. Both in a comfortable
Double
spot.
play.
Danny with the 2-bagger here. Puts himself back in the lead here. Down to 2 cards. What will Marble have here in response?
All right, decision time here for Marble. What does he do? Does he have something he could line up for a finish, or is he all along for the ride? It's going to be a double play, +2, and the green 4 into Uno. Throws Danny back a bit.
Good for him.
It's green. Marble's saying it's pink.
We're gonna have to see. We're gonna have to double check to see if that's correct. Danny having to stop and think here.
Does he maybe look for a switch, or does he run it on green? Says
Gonna
he's
risk
gonna risk
it with a red.
Switches the red. Danny begging. And it was not, so that ends up being
good
ice. And Danny gonna draw there as well.
Do we get a top deck here from Marble?
Well, Marble's got to be looking for the number here because it's not red.
Yeah, it's not gonna be red. He has a 1 in 3. That's a yeah, likely not red here, unless
Marble's doing like the most insane hold of all time.
Yeah. We'll see.
All right. Danny getting the
Is
draw
it the
here.
2?
I mean, the thing with that one is it would have had to been the number. So, I mean, if Danny didn't have a red there, then there's not really any point in terms of unnecessarily risking it. Because if Marble had the number, then it was whatever. Marble gets the Uno on the green.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's the color that they switched off originally. That could have been the finish right there on that green 1 had Danny not switched out. We'll see if Marble has a second green to finish here. Is this it?
Oh,
no,
it's a
the
number placement.
Wow.
Yellow 7 was the last card there, so actually would have been okay off that one, but ends up getting the wrong switch there, and Marble's going to take it.
Now, Marble, I'm curious. When you played
green.
that, yeah, the green +2, green 4, yeah, it was that green one. Okay, wow. So good switch there from Danny. Just ended up switching back maybe a little bit prematurely. I can't necessarily say with 100% confidence, but it's a little bit of a risk. But yeah, it's tough to say. But irregardless of that, Marble getting a little bit fortunate to get that 7 switch to get that game 5 there. Marble starting to claw back into this a little.
Well, get a power play, but it took a risk, didn't pay off, but still won the end. Forced the end. Hindsight couldn't have known. Yeah, I mean the number ones are tough because you don't really have an idea. It's really more the switches on the colors, which is more in your control. But yeah, that's a big win for Marble to get because prevents Danny from winning 4 straight in any of the series, and Marble now maybe riding a little bit of momentum here to try to make this comeback. But yeah, well, gonna go to game 6 here. Danny will have the call. If we keep the odd trend going, then Danny would go 5, unless he goes back to a card start he lost on.
Could see 5. I don't know if he necessarily is comfortable with 5 card starts or not. It seems like he's been really liking this higher tier, but we'll have to wait and see on that, what he decides.
Could go an even number 2. Yeah, there we go, 14.
And Yeah. Breaking up the odd trend, but I like this for him. He's been doing really well in this higher tier, so makes sense for him to keep it up there as high as he can pick given the card start bans.
All right, yellow 5, blue 5. Gonna go with that one.
Yeah, immediate switch off the start from Marble here. Reasonable enough. They have a lot of numbers and cards in general in their hand, given it's 14, so expect them to run the numbers here a little bit, switch a couple times. Danny going back into the yellow, wanting to test Marble to see if he truly just had no more yellow. He just had no yellow off the start. Wow. And that's a huge expose there. Marble's going to have to be looking for a number to switch out of here. And he does, finds the red 3, but no yellow off the start from Marble is interesting to say the least.
Yeah, we'll see how Marble approaches the rest of this one, but yeah, not really the start you want to have there. And gonna go back into the yellow. Danny gonna try to.
Ooh.
I feel like Danny's gonna try to try to abuse this because it's gonna be big for him to try to expand that lead
Yeah.
without having to throw any ammo.
No, he's doing an excellent job of abusing this weakness on the yellow. First, the double yellow 3 there, and now the yellow 0. Difficult to switch off those zeros because there's only one of each colored 0 in the deck. So, but it's just going to lead to an ice on both ends as we're now drawing once again. Still, in my opinion, a great sequence there from Danny being able to build up a little bit of a gap here as that gap immediately gets erased by Marble throwing another +6. That's like the 7th +6 we've seen in this series. It feels like a lot of +2 ammo going back and forth.
Yeah, both players have been liking the chain these +2s here to make it a bigger impact, but Marble out of the yellow here, going in the blue, really just trying to run this, and Danny gonna switch in the green. Marble looking to just kind of right now. Marble is playing games where he stays on the color. Gonna go back in the
Yeah, there we
blue.
go. But it's going to be very difficult to find an effective ice on this because again, when you give an opponent a lot of ammo like this, you don't really know what sort of pickup they're getting. As we get another
No, it's a
+6,
+12.
+10,
+12.
+12 is still running,
Marble's at
and
21
we
cards now.
have a comeback noted. 21 cards MarbleCyde's at. If he's able to get this game win, he will be marked in MRE history, but a lot of work in front of him. Danny at 7 cards still, so it's not like he's right at the doorstep, but he's got a lot of work to do if he wants to get this comeback. Danny immediately switching out of that red he chained into the green. Interesting here. I don't think we've seen any substantial green so far. Still running this green. All numbers so far. Danny, down to 5 cards, will be down to 4 cards if he can play here. He does, switches it over into the yellow. Just going in between all these different colors here. Marble hopefully having some yellow now that he's gotten +12 here, but we'll see what specifically he has in mind for responses. He's typing once more. Long type. Could be loading up another chain here. Could be loading up a +4. We'll just have to wait and see. And it is a long chain.
Another +6 thrown into the mix here. We have seen so many of those in this series. And we go in the green.
Fair enough there from MarbleCyde. I think that's like that's 7 of the 8 plus 2s at least. I think yeah, there's only one more plus 2 left in the deck, the yellow plus 2, and we're not even halfway through the deck. So again, they've been really burning through these plus 2s like the candy. It's been a lot of fireworks.
All right. Well, Danny tried to go in the red. Marble denies it going in the green. Danny gonna have to stay going with the green, and that
Uh,
was not what Marble wanted. That was not the result he was expecting. And gonna have to draw
wow.
there. Wow,
Well,
Danny gonna get
Danny's
the
gonna
last
give him.
laugh.
That was a really interesting sequence there, but it works out. Marvel only had to draw once, is what it is. But Danny having the expose on the green at least that
I think
MarbleCyde.
I think Marble was expecting Danny to draw there. I think he got caught off guard when Danny had another green there, and that kind of threw off what he was going for. But now
Yeah,
we're just running green here. Danny's still with a lead.
yeah. Danny back down to 5 cards. Once again, we'll be at 4 cards if he's able to play here. But he's
Does
not.
doesn't have it there.
Iced out on the red.
Double play here from Marble trying to close that gap.
Yeah, that red one there, that was probably what he was thinking was going to happen. Draw on the green one into the red one, but still working out so far as Danny gets the wild off into the yellow. Back down to 5 cards here.
All right. Double play the not double play there. Marble's just gonna roll with the yellow here. Danny having the color control though. And that's gonna be a 3-bagger.
Ooh, down to 2.
That will force some pressure on the Marble here. We'll see what he does. Has the
And
+4, gonna throw it out there, gonna go in the blue.
yeah, reasonable use of the +4 there. Could just easily have the finish there if you don't use that, so fair enough on his end.
Ooh, and a 3-card play here from Marble, really trying to run this one down here, and suddenly kind of a flipped scoreboard here as Marble in a potential spot to take the game win, trying to force that game 7.
Yeah, Marble now down to 2 cards.
Danny's saying that you have 2. I don't really know what that's
2
implying.
cards, maybe.
Oh, 2 cards. Oh.
Well,
And wow, this is just a +4 back and forth here.
at least this time, just say the color. Yeah, there you go. And Danny back down into red.
And Danny back down to 2 as well.
But yeah, back down to 2. Now, what will Marble have here to respond? Does he have anything?
Red 5.
Just the red 5 here. What does Danny have?
Gets the
The
check
yellow
on the wild.
wild. Does Marble have anything left to respond here? Is this curtains? Could
Marble
easily
taking a
be it. He's
second.
given a long type.
Has the wild to save it. Goes in the
Ooh,
blue.
nice.
Marble keeping
Yeah,
himself alive with the wild hold. Or actually, that may have come from the +4, but I digress.
it would have had to have been the last. Oh! Is this it? The top deck reverse?
No, nothing.
Maybe? No. Okay.
Another jump
A
scare
lot,
for
a lot of
Marble.
scary moments for Marble throughout this
Well,
series, but
does
hanging
doesn't
in
have
there.
any doesn't have anything.
Yeah. No, good ice there from Marble regardless. Would have had to have been the last wild in the deck for that to have backfired, but it's good that he's got him back in a draw city situation. Danny getting this top deck blue 9 though.
Marble just trying to find the answers. kind of get around this. Oh, gets the switch in the red.
Ooh,
What's Marble going to be able to do
but
here? I think red just popped in here.
shout out to the Red fans.
He did.
We do have one really big fan of Red here.
Red
Is
4.
this it?
Past 10 minutes. Does Danny have it? No, Danny does not have it.
No.
Marble stays alive again. But
And
Marble's
we're both
drawing again.
iced again, but no top deck from Danny.
Marble just trying to find any answer to try to put himself in a better spot. To try and win this game and force that game 7. We still have 2 +4s remaining and then another wild there, so switch back into blue.
Back
So
into the blue.
we go back into blue with there not being much there to begin with.
Yeah. Should be reasonably safe here, at least for Marble.
Blue 1 from Danny. Guess the question is how much blue did they end up drawing?
Yeah, that's the question, because we were
Well,
just on that draw city
switch
earlier,
to
and
yellow.
Marble switched to the yellow. Both at
Ditto
3 cards
play.
apiece. Ditto play. Danny still with the lead here. Both at 2 cards apiece. Does Danny get to check here?
No.
No. Does Marble get to check here?
Marble has not really been able
No.
to line it up this series and is not going to be able to do it again.
It just feels like Marble's been doing a really good job of getting Danny iced on a color. It's just he hasn't really been able to take advantage into like an offensive sense.
Yeah, I mean, if
Good
you
defense, just not great offense.
the hand feels very disorganized right now for Marble, and that's kind of where we were seeing a lot of this scattered plays. Danny forgot it was his turn. He's gonna draw again.
Yeah,
And draw city keeps
I
on
feel
going.
yeah, a lot of scattered hands. I feel like that's just a consequence of all the +6s, the +12s that have been going back and forth. All those crazy ammo fireworks result in a lot of disjointed hands where it's very difficult to make it work for a finish. So that's what we've seen both in that game 4 that took a reshuffle to get us to the finish line and right
Oh my
here, but
God!
Marble. Oh,
Leaving the reverse open allows Marble to get the Uno. Is that going to be a mistake that Danny is going to want back?
we have not seen this green in a while. This is scary.
I don't know. I don't know. Does Danny have any options left? He has a +4.
Oh, has the +4. Oh my goodness. Back into the yellow is really interesting.
Danny just has
Oh,
found the option to kind of stay alive. Marble gonna have to draw again. Does Danny have to draw again? Yes, he will.
oh. Yeah, I fair play there from Danny. I mean, you don't know what's on the other side. You have to burn that +4 just to keep him off that.
Yeah,
It's
Marble
been a
looked to have
lot.
like a opening there, and then just gets immediately shut down with the +4. So
Yeah, a lot of great defense on display here between both of these competitors.
blue 4, Danny with the crossover in the red though.
This is interesting. Danny's still at 2 cards here. Depends on what he top decked here, but not the safest spot in the world for if you're MarbleCyde here.
Oh,
And
he
he's
picked up
feeling the
the
heat too.
+4.
Oh, still only down to 3 cards here, but not taking any risks once again here.
That's every +4 gone also, so not gonna have the risk of Danny picking up another one.
And
Danny
Danny's
has
out.
nothing. Marble looking to
Didn't
try to take advantage.
he didn't even need that +4 because if he's out,
Oh,
well, we don't know that for sure, but
switch the green. Marble with the power
power
play, looking to close this
play.
one out. 15 minutes in.
This has to be it.
Switch into blue. Danny tries to call out, and it's going to be double blue to end it. 15 minutes, 14 seconds. And Marble is going to force game 7 here after a very
Oh,
spectacular back and forth there. But Marble able to somehow bring that one out of the trenches and gets it
and that's
done.
that's a 21 card comeback, no?
That is a
That's
21
our
card
comeback
comeback.
achieved.
Yeah, that is 21 card comeback. Took a while to get there, but Marble able to do that.
Wow, this has been absolute fireworks. This has been an
I need to
incredible
save this.
watch, and you couldn't have asked for a better ending than for it to go to a game 7 like this.
We've had three great games today, all on stream. So these are going to be really good VODs to be able to look back on. But yeah, this is it. This is going to be the final game of the match and also the round. Last tournament got swept in the round 64, so very different. Um, but yeah, I mean it's definitely been a bit of whiplash for Marble with how his matches have been so far. But Marble, I mean, you got the 21 card comeback there. There were multiple points in that one where you were just hopelessly drawing and just seemed to be completely out of it, but somehow managed to find a way to get it done, especially where you find that +4 and then end up using the power play to secure the win. Your thoughts on how this series has played out so far from your perspective and just kind of the emotions going into this final game here where it's going to be winner takes all. Yeah, thank God I found a breakthrough this time. Felt like entire series I had good cards, just can't line them up in a good way. Either he's iced out, but I am too, or Switch and he instantly manages to follow. Been rough.
Yeah, that's been the story of the series, but Marvel able to find a little bit of juju there in that game 6, able to force the game 7 here in a big way. And yeah, I'm perfectly fine with that power play usage. Uh, you don't know if he has a wild or something off the +4 there, so you just want to get that game 6 over with and get into game 7 even, because you never know what's on the other side.
All right. Glad I pulled a game 7 game of power play save. Definitely helped. Didn't want to risk after all that 2K out of the game. Just wanted it done. Danny is not back. Oh, never mind. Danny is back. Hold on. Can't find my cat. Okay. Was the cat like in your playing area, or was the cat playing for you?
Yeah, yeah, we have to ask because coaching via human or cat is strictly prohibited in the MRE rulebook. So
Yeah, can't have any animals giving advice mid game. Uh, Marble probably gonna go with the full send here for game 7, but want to get Danny's thoughts here before we begin that once he finds his cat.
yeah, more important matters to attend to. Oh, we found. Did we find the cat?
Was
I,
it was the cat
I,
was the cat located? He was in the laundry bin.
oh, that's a classic. That's a classic cat activity if I ever heard one.
Danny, this has been a bit of quite the fight in this series here. We're probably going to go over an hour in game time, but just kind of your feelings heading into game 7, where it'll be for all the marbles here, as this series will be decided by its final game. All the marbles sides.
All the marble sides.
But whoever wins this will win Marble League.
A lot on the line.
My two coworkers are watching. I saw 4 people watching the stream before. It's down to 3, but um, They're texting you support. That's awesome.
Yeah,
But
that's really cool.
all right. Played a great match here today. Texting support should be proud. All right, we're gonna start with go with the full send here. Final game of the series. No power plays in the mix, and it'll all come down to this. Yellow 6 to start. First time we were going back to a card start here, and we'll see how this goes. We did see before where when we started on yellow, Marble did not have any off the start here, so he is hoping to not have a repeat of that, and he will not.
Yeah, does not have a repeat of that, thankfully enough. Danny giving a little bit of friendly advice to MarbleCyde mid-match.
Coaching amongst the two participating players is allowed.
Yeah,
But
that's the exception. But both getting off that 1-2 play there, both with the yellow reverse. We're already out of yellow reverses this game. Both content with running this yellow for now.
all right, well, not very content there as Danny gonna switch in the red. Seems to has red has gone off to do other things.
Hopefully he's going off to sleep because it's probably really late for him right now.
No, I'm pretty sure it'd be no, I think he's still in France, so it will be late. Never mind.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
But
running the actually crossover in the green here. Marble saying not so fast on the red. King's red and then immediately switches off the color.
yeah. Kind of rude, don't you think?
I think all is fair in the game of Uno. Just you should not have had that much of an attachment to a color.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Well, running greens here. Danny is saying that Marble has 2+4s. And
Marble
5.
claiming that he doesn't.
Marble's saying he has all of them.
He has all 4+4s. And every
And every
+2.
+2. Every
And
reverse and
every
skip.
reverse and skip. I don't think
Yeah.
that's possible
yeah.
given that we're at 9 cards, but we're just gonna have to wait and see on whether that's true. And does not seem to be the case here as we see a draw from Marble.
Doesn't have every red. Danny able to keep it going. That's the Marble with the first draw of the game. Top deck red 7 though. They kind of keep him afloat for now.
Yeah, Marble at least able
There's
to hybrid.
Oh, Danny gonna have to draw now.
Does Marble switch out? He does, back into the green.
Marble gonna retake the lead with that one also.
Now, does Danny have anything left on the green? He doesn't. Able to ice him out on that green.
That is not good for Danny. That's 2 color right there in kind of the mid portion of this game. That's not really a good sign for him.
Yeah, we're going to have to see how long Marble's able to run this green. He's been having trouble having these moments against Danny so far, but able to find it, at least for now, in this crucial game 7. And as I say that, Danny's switching out into the blue.
I mean, the question with this, though, is I feel like Marble will be able to play this blue, but how much does this interrupt what he was going for here?
Yeah, that's going to be the key here, because if he just wants the blue
Oh.
anyways, that's fine, but oh my goodness, back into the green, but with the blue 0. Oh my goodness, this could be a good ice here from Danny here. Hard to find those 0 switches, but
Oh, it's a fatal
goodness,
switch!
No! What? What? And it couldn't have fit the series any better that it ended on like our 10th +6 of the series, and Marble completes the 3-1 comeback and clinches his spot in the round of 16.
Wow. Well, actually, green 0. Actually, no, I was reading it wrong, but Yeah, but ends up getting the switch. That's a lot of blue from Danny.
Yeah.
Uh,
Definitely two color.
yeah, one switch for Danny was great, but the second one kind of did him in there. Um, but yeah, crazy sequence for that one to end. But Marble gonna barely survive and hang on, and that's also every debutant out of the tournament here, so we will not get a third straight debutant victor. We will get someone who has played at least a tournament before. So for all the people who are part of the Sickos community, the little trend there is going to come to an end. But uh, yeah, Marble, I mean, you were down 3-1 and managed to find a way to bring this one back and get the win. Just kind of how are you feeling with this one? As you get your second non-DQ win of the season, you're definitely putting yourself back into the fray in terms of making it into the playoff picture. So just kind of your thoughts there on that one. Yeah, and that one goes just over the hour mark, hour and 26 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you would. I usually if you win the play-in, we try not to put you in the play in the next tournament. But
Yeah. Especially given the fact that you won your round of 64 game. You're definitely not going to be put back in.
super glad to pull through. Sure, the last game was very luck based, so I think I held my own today incredibly well without the bad luck seeping through. Really looking forward to my continued run. Shouts to Danny for playing awesome. All right, Danny, over to you. Come up just short. That Analyst, you're welcome. Yeah, everyone in Analyst predictions said Marble 4-3. So, um, we all get marked. We all get top marks for that one. But
Yeah.
Danny, run comes to an end, but you do end up being debutant of the tournament here. Just kind of thoughts on your tournament overall, and just kind of anything you've taken from this experience, moving into the next one here, which would be tournament 4. Gonna try to update the bracket here while we get Danny's response. Yeah. Best way to lose is a 4-3. Can't be too upset about it. Marble played great. Topi wins the whole thing. Well, we'll see if he can, but for the castle region, we have I mean, this is gonna be, we're gonna show the bracket in just a second, but I mean, I mentioned at the top this is gonna be a region of opportunity. I mean, this is really shaping up to be that case because we have 4 people who are very much knocking on like the outside of the top 30, really having a good chance to make their case to jump into that top 25 here. And I think these round of 16 matchups for the castle region are going to be absolutely critical for everyone involved to try to get the win. So this is going to be a very exciting round here in that region. As I'm still trying to update the bracket here. Once I do that, we can discuss that. Nick, any just general thoughts from this match and overall, kind of what do you think was the winning moment throughout the series?
I mean, the winning moment for sure was getting that lucky that fortunate situation where he has the blue 0, where Danny has the blue 0 switch off that green 0. If he doesn't make that switch, then we're still drawing, but you can't fault Danny for that. Yeah, I mean, every single player would make that same switch thinking that he just has more green in the tank, but Marble was really able to get him iced out on that green going back into it, utilizing the fact that Danny switching out of it likely doesn't have any more green, able to get in a position to where he could get that fortunate break there. And just the resilience from Marble's end and on Danny's end on many, many occasions throughout all the chaos, throughout all the ammo thrown back and forth. We saw a lot of great defensive plays, a lot of long drawn out games, and both should be more than happy with their performance today. Nothing to hold your head low about for sure. And it'll be really interesting to see how far into the bracket Marble can go because he's still the top seed of this crazy castle region, which is seeds 7, 8, 9, 10. So on paper, he's going to be in the final 4, but we've already seen time and time again that the seeding is just a suggestion in down here in D2.
Just a suggestion indeed, but we're going to jump into the bracket here. So we have it updated, and we're going to kind of discuss this as well. Marble moves on. We'll play Clint in the round of 16. But I mean, we're looking at this here. 7, 8, 9, 10. MarbleCyde, Clint Green, Blake, Puzzledan. Nobody in this entire Final Four has ever made a regional final before, and these are all players who are knocking on the door to try to maybe jump into that top 25 heading into tournament four. This is, I think, out of the four regions, this is going to be the one that has the most implications here. When we go into tournament four in terms of the playoff picture, because I mean, you look at Clint. Clint's at 3 wins, got a huge upset win over Scars in the last round. Puzzle Dan kind of on an upsurge here. Blake has been having a decent season, has been having a lot of heartbreaks, but kind of avoiding that right now. But we're entering into this one, and I mean, we talk about how this is the regular season, but it feels like for a lot of these matches, they could feel very much like playoff matches for these two players, and we're only in tournament three. Nick, your thoughts on this region overall? For my money at least, this is going to be the most intriguing one to follow for the round of 16.
No, definitely. I 100% agree with you. It's going to be very interesting to see out of those four players who's able to step up to the occasion, and even just making a regional final would be a huge step for all these guys. But whoever makes that final four is going to be making a huge statement about them turning the corner in their career, and it'll be a lot of chaos and it'll be a lot of fun. So I'll definitely be tuning in to see how that region shakes out.
Yeah, I mean, this region also has a lot of heavy hitters on the fan support side. We know Clint Green has his
Yeah.
entourage, of course. Blake has been getting a few followers as well. A lot of people always love Pelzian. He's always popping in to the games when he can. And Marble, I mean, he from coming from the TWOW community, definitely has a group of people there always out to support him there. So this is going to be a very intense region here to have these four players fight for that one final four spot, but should hopefully play out to be a very interesting round here as we have a round of 16 set. But yeah, that will do it for this stream. Thank you all for watching. Nick, thanks for joining me in the commentary booth. That'll do it for the round of 32. Want to thank Voiles for doing refing all three games today, doing a triple header on that one. Do appreciate that one as well. Want to thank our players as well for having a great match as well for stream. We went 3 for 3 on good stream matches today, so that's pretty cool to see, because sometimes we have kind of stinkers on stream that kind of don't really amount to much, but we had 3 good matches here today, so love to see that. But that's going to do it for us. Thank you all so much for watching. We'll be back later in the week with round of 16 coverage on the channel. But until then, I'm G-Man. We have my co-commentator Nick, our ref Voiles, are both our players, everyone who came out to watch. Thank you all so much for watching this stream. If you haven't already, and if you're interested, make sure to join the MRE server to catch all the matches, including the ones that are non-stream, and to follow coverage of Medieval Mayhem here as we continue along the season. Congrats to MarbleCyde on the victory here. We will see you all for the round of 16 in the coming days. But until then, I'm G-Man. Peace out. Take care, everyone, and have a great night.